Can I fire Luis or Carla or any of my employees for what they do when they're not at work? For what they post on social media? For like all of their shenanigans that are not work related and not happening here?
No, it's...
Don't answer, find out. Watch this episode of Unbillable. How is that possible? It's just literally me talking law, right? So that should be interesting. Where's the hood, bro? Get the hood on that thing. I'm coming for you, dude. I have to start by saying I'm wearing my Aloha shirt because I should be on vacation starting yesterday, but COVID-19. So this is my own little, I don't know, you could call it a protest if you want, whatever. But what I really want to talk about today is like people potentially losing their jobs because of things that go on outside of the workplace. Like, have you ever been told to be careful what you post on social media? Like, usually that comment is made to people looking for work. And for those people who are looking for work, who are seeking employment, most employers I know, they look up names on social media sites prior to interviewing or hiring a candidate for employment. But what about the people who are already employed? Can they just post whatever they want? I mean, once you have a job, isn't it just an oasis of free speech, right? Well, not exactly. I mean, this topic used to come up to my office in the sense of marijuana. Like a little bit after the state of California legalized marijuana, I received a bunch of inquiries about whether an employer, a boss, could fire an employee for smoking pot. While I don't want this to like take over the topic today, California law like doesn't require a reasonable accommodation for marijuana use. It's probably because, at least in my opinion, because it's still federally illegal. Of course, the law could change. I mean, that's what laws do, they change. Today, however, the question for this episode really isn't about smoking pot. Today, that question has shifted to social media posts and protesting. Can you be fired for protesting? Can you be fired for attending a rally or a political demonstration? I mean, what about your free speech right? Well, relax. Currently, California law protects workers from being fired for any lawful activity during non-working hours. I mean, the key points, you can even hear how I said it being the conduct must be lawful and during non-working hours. Now, you can lose your job if you do things that are illegal. And of course, you can lose your job if you're doing things you shouldn't be doing during work. But if your conduct is legal and it's not during work hours, you should be protected. And so for social media posts, you have to look a little bit more closely. Like, an employer can't just adopt a policy that says you can't say anything negative about the company. I mean, remember, you're not at work anymore. But what the employer can do instead is limit comments about like suppliers, competitors, customers. You know, the things that actually have to do with the business. And the employer is free to limit anything that might be considered harassing, discriminatory, retaliatory, or bullying. I mean, things that are effectively illegal. So the last thing to consider becomes like moonlighting. You know, your extra side hustle, the thing you're doing on the side. Maybe you're selling something on Pinterest. Maybe you're moving that happy coffee to your friends or driving Uber or Lyft. See, in California, your employer can't simply prohibit their employee from having a side hustle, from having another job. They can, however, stop employees from working for a competitor or having some other conflict of interest. So your employer, let's see, right? They can't stop you from doing things that are legal during non-working hours, and they certainly can't stop you from subscribing by clicking over there and catching another episode by clicking right here.